I'll send it all to James. There we
Okay,
go. Are you back,
here we are.
James?
I'm back. I'm so sorry about this.
Don't worry, my lovely. I'm
So it's
recording for
it's it's
you,
Sue there
and
with
Sue's
us.
here. Yeah,
Yes, I'm back in.
Thank
Got
you.
back
It's
in.
Sue. Oh, great, great, Sue.
I
All
just
right,
go for
so
it.
let's. I'm just going to record. I'm just going to get it recording again.
Okay.
I'm
Chloe's doing
doing
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
I'm doing it, James. I'll send it to you. Don't
Okay.
worry, I'll get it all to you.
It's easier because
You're
if yours goes
amazing. You're
off.
amazing. Well done.
Okay.
Okay, Sue,
All right. Okay. I'll go for it. Here we go.
take it
Share
away.
screen. Share. Can everybody see my screen?
Yep, looks great.
Okay. Good. Okay. So this week I was looking at the Food Foundation. Amazed I'd never seen it before. There's a publication they do called The Broken Plate, which is extremely interesting. Sign up for the publication is just brilliant. So they sort of monitor and look at the UK food system, and they look at it on households and the incomes and see how we're eating and how we're standing up to getting the diet we need. And the results are fascinating. So I took the two quotes out of here. And oops, sorry, I'm going to just go back one. Just go back one. This is important. This is really good for us. So these two quotes are what we're supposed to be happening is the improving healthy diets requires a minimum of understanding of influence on nutrition and its consequences, which is exactly what we do. That's what we teach people every day. And monitoring the process and the progress rather. And this is what Broken Plate publication is doing. And this guy, who's the chair of the Pensions and Select Committee, looked at the government's paper on healthy eating, and he said the report shows that a low-income family would have to spend 50% of their income on groceries to eat the government's recommended diet, which is clearly mad. But if they shop carefully and we teach them to shop carefully and we give them their programs, Healthy Starts is much cheaper. It seems like it's expensive for people. When you put it together with your weekly shop, it's much cheaper per month and they get all the nutrition they need with the children as well. This is how we're supposed to be shopping, and this is what would cost a fortune, but we're not doing it anyway. Even if we can afford it, we're not doing it. And most of the low income families are shopping like this. We know that because it's the cheapest food and it's been engineered to be addictive. So need heed of it and don't do something about it. Our precious brains and our systems are so complicated that we can't not feed it properly. There's always circumstances if we don't. And we have to have a minimum of all the nutrients, the plant nutrients, particularly things like polyphenols and all the other antioxidants, if we want to live healthy lives. So we know vitamins were discovered a long time ago, in 1990, more or less, 13 vitamins. But foods like apples have got 10,000 nutrients, and vitamins are just one of them. And the big difference in Juice Plus is that it's not a put together engineered product. It is actual fruits and vegetables grown from the ground. And therefore you can look at the difference between a pharmaceutical type mineral and drug and Juice Plus. And it is very different. So it's different because we put in that extra 100%, not 10%. We put in extra 100%. We grow it on these beautiful farms with family owned. And if they're family owned, they're living on the farm. And if you're living on the farm, you're not going to spray it with pesticides and herbicides that are going to harm your family. And we not only grow it well, but we grow it pristinely and we grow the best variety. So, for example, this lovely video of the cranberry farmer, which almost brings tears to your eyes when you see the big cranberry farm on the marshes. They grow the Belder variety, which is higher in anthocyanins and polyphenols. And they do that with every type of fruit or veg. They grow the best broccoli, for example. And those are more expensive in the fruit and veg shops, and they're harder to grow. But Juice Plus grows them because they want the best for our capsules. And then even when we encapsulate
Unfortunately, we've lost Sue again.
Oh, yeah, I think she's having internet issues. I think the slides were delayed as well, weren't they?
A little bit, yeah.
Hmm. Okay.
She'll
Shall we?
come.
Do you want to
She'll
go on to
come
the
back.
next speaker, James, and then
Yeah,
Sue can present the products after?
yeah. I mean, let me just have a look at that. So we've got right now. I'm not sure if Natalie's on. Oh, Natalie's on. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. All right. I'm going to introduce Natalie now. Natalie, are you ready to come on? Yep.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, you're amazing. Good. All right. So I'm just going to give you an intro now, your wonderful intro. So, Natalie, Louise Winter, SSC. I joined the business in 2016 as a fed up new graduate and a new mum for an extra income alongside my other job and my little boy. I built my business up to SSC during lockdown, and until recently, I was treating this business as a hobby and loved the social life it gave me outside of the life I had at home. I recently decided to rebuild my business after attending Liverpool on Fire at the beginning of this year and started to take the business really seriously in February, starting a 90-day game plan. Since then, I've ticked off so many goals. I've been on the company leaderboards for team building, grown my pay line by 6,000, rebuilt my PB league, spoke on stage in Birmingham, qualified for stage 1 Rio, and helped so many other women reach their goals in the business. I'm now on a mission to get to NMD and get my seat on that plane to Rio, taking as many girls with me as I can.
Thank you,
Great.
James.
So, Natalie, over to you. Over to you.
Yeah, hello everyone, and thank you again, James, for asking me. I always love these calls, and I learn something new every time I got on here, so they're absolutely amazing. So my topic today is daily focus. So for me, that always starts with a vision. So where do you want to be? Who do you want to help and why? So really think about the things that set your soul on fire. What are you passionate about? So for me, that's women, that's who I relate to. I am a woman. And maybe women who've been knocked down by life. So I talk a lot about how I've overcome a toxic relationship. For most of my life I was in that, and how this business helped me to find confidence and overcome those things and struggles that I went through. And that's how I think people really relate to me, because I show vulnerability, but it also shows strength as well. And people relate to that. And it's something I'm really passionate about, especially helping mums who were in the same position I was in. And the things that really keep me going is, the thought of taking my children to Disney and being able to help my family financially. All of these things, it's kind of building up to that bigger picture of where I want to be in the business. And I think that's what really keeps you pushing through, maybe on the days that you don't feel like it or you have had a setback. If you've got that really strong vision, when the motivation leaves you, that will keep you inspired and it will keep you disciplined, which is really, really important. I've got all of those things on my vision board, and I practice visualization daily as well. So I was always told as a kid I was a bit of a daydreamer, but I think I was just manifesting really when I think about it. So it's so easy to do. Probably do it naturally, most of us. And visualization is a really big part of how I stay focused. So setting realistic but high standards. So what this means for me is I think confidence comes from doing the things that you said you would do. So it's the promises you've made to yourself, it's keeping those promises. So I always think we should set high standards, but also realistic. So I'm a busy mum, I'm on my own with two boys, you know, I've got family that rely on me and lots of other things going on. So I am making sure that my DMO is something that I can complete every single day without fail, no matter what is going on in my life. I know I can get that done. That is instilling that confidence in myself because I'm telling myself I can do this every day. If I'm ticking those things off, that is building that self-belief. And it's such a simple way to do that as well. So I want you to think about what are your standards? What are your non-negotiables? And does this correlate to that vision that we spoke about? Does this relate to your goals? Because sometimes I think it's amazing to set these really big goals, but if you're telling me, you know, I want to be PMD by the end of the year, but you can only put half an hour a day into your business, you've got to be realistic on your time scale and, you know, the amount of effort and time you are being able to give to your business. So maybe that does mean that you've got to get up that little bit earlier. You need to make a few sacrifices, but you know, if your vision's strong enough and this is what you really want, then it is so worth it. So consistency is key. I'm actually on day 33 of a 90-day game plan today, which I'm just absolutely loving. And I've actually managed to grow my Insta reach up by 3,631.1%. And that's my reach on Instagram just in these 33 days. And I'll tell you how I've done that as well. My engagement is up, my followers is up, and the same on TikTok as well. And it's because that is the most consistent I've ever been on those platforms. So I'm someone who predominantly built on Facebook before, and I'm really trying to build these other platforms up. And just by doing some really, really simple things on there every single day, I've managed to have that massive growth. And I'm really excited to see by the end of the 90 days where we are with that. But I've just been making sure that my content is really relatable to my audience because I'm really, really clear on who I want to help. So that means that when I'm putting something out there, I'm making sure that it is giving value to those people in particular. That my content is interesting. It's something I would want to watch. It's, you know, someone I would want to follow. It's inspiring. I'm learning something new from the content, or they're learning something new about me and what I have to offer. So I always bear in mind kind of three pillars when it comes to my content. So the first one is products. So I'm showcasing the products, I'm showing that I'm using the products, I'm showing that other people are using the products, but I'm doing it in a fun way that is interesting, that is something I would want to watch and I would engage with. The business as well, I'm showing all the fun of the business, I'm showing the behind the scenes, I'm showing what it's done for me, what it's doing for my team. And the other thing is getting to know me. So I want people to get to know me and feel like I am their best friend on social media. When they look on my page, they're catching up with a friend. That's how I want it to feel. So all of my content kind of falls into those categories. And if it doesn't, then there's really no space for it because I want to be really specific. I want to be efficient. I want to get the correct things out there and I don't want to be wasting my time. I want to be focusing on income producing activities. So those are the three things that I focus with when it comes to my content. So my Instagram and TikTok, I've been posting 3 times a day. So I've just told you the three pillars. You can kind of see where I'm going with this, a TikTok in relation to each of those pillars. And Facebook, I post a lot more on Facebook than I do the other platforms. I think that works for me on there. And I'll just do that throughout the day and make sure as well I've still got the products business and they get to know me on there. And that's exactly how I've managed to create that growth in the past few weeks. And it's so simple, literally just posting 3 times a day in terms of content. I'll get to the networking in a second, but the things I ask myself when I look back at my pages and review them is, would I stop to watch this? If I was scrolling, would it catch my attention? Would I stop and think, oh, what's this? I really want to have a look at that. Like, what's she doing? Because if not, then you really need to think about the content you're putting up there. You know, have a hook on your reels to really draw attention in the beginning. Is it authentic to you? So don't try and copy people. You can take inspiration, but if that doesn't feel natural to you, it doesn't suit your personality, then you're not going to vibe with the right people from the content, and you're probably not going to grow that strong relationships and that tribe that you really want. So be authentic to you. And you know, no one is you. That is your superpower. So it's great to be an individual and to kind of find your way with that. I've been using really specific captions as well and hashtags on TikTok so that people can really, really pick up what it's about. So I've been looking into things like the search engine optimization on TikTok, which has really worked for me, which is putting on the caption something really specific, making sure you've got around 6 hashtags really specific. And some of my content is really blowing up and my following's going up. So I'm really pleased with that. So try not to be vague on there, be really, really specific on who you are targeting and what you are talking about on there. So in terms of networking, I am adding daily. I am adding at least 30 on every platform every single day. I think Insta and TikTok will let you do a little bit more, but you've still got to be careful that it doesn't kind of block you and say you've done this too much. So just be mindful of that. 30 works for me, and that's what I do every single day. I'm also commenting and conversation starting as much as I possibly can. I'm building new relationships. I'm making sure I'm in the inbox, all of these different things. Reaching out to people, asking them if they're interested in the business and giving them the information at least 10 times a day. So 10 people every single day I will reach out to with a message, and I get a good response from that as well. And that's across like all my different platforms. It doesn't have to be 10 on each or 10 on one. Like I'll just kind of split it across. If I have a bit more time that day, I'll do more. But I kind of find from messaging 10 people, you'll kind of get 1 to 2 come back with you wanting the information. So that's the ratio I stick with. I'm replying to stories as well. I'll look through people's stories and I'll reply on there, start conversations with them. And 80% of my business DMO is around this networking. We're a network marketing business. This is what, we're paid to do. We're all about building relationships. So don't spend all of your time on the content. I don't spend much time on content at all because I just make sure it's covering those 3 pillars, it's giving value and the things I spoke about, and then I just get it out on there. It doesn't have to be perfect, just get the content out there. 80% of your time, like I say, should be spent on the income producing activities. So I think your content is kind of like your shop window, it's enticing, but where you really need to be is in the inbox because that's where people are placing orders, that's where people are signing up. And the next thing is contribution. So for me, this is, contributing to my team, getting on Zooms, hosting Zooms, helping people, meetups, being in the customer groups, making sure I'm active in there, I'm active in the team groups, all these different things, just showing up every single day for my team and for my customers as well. So making sure they are, on plan, they know what they're doing. Do you need any help? How are you getting on? Catching up with them. And another thing that I do as well is I like to make sure I've got like the right guides and things for my team, for my customers. So I'm writing up plans to suit them. So I've got a lot of mums who buy the products. So I'll write up plans that are things that I think children would enjoy as well as the rest of the family to make it easier. It's all about giving value, contribution, and making things so much easier for your customers, for your team. And I'm doing things like writing ebooks on mindfulness and self-development just to make it really relatable and easy for those people who sign up to get into these things. So the next thing I have is to know your stuff. So education for me is absolutely key. It will give you confidence. It will, instill confidence in you from other people as well if you know what you're talking about. So, Sue always does an amazing presentation on the products every month, and there's recordings as well you can look back on if you can't jump on. But you've got to know about the products, you've got to know about the plan, and also understanding the marketing plan as well and how that works. Because when you're bringing customers and team in, it's your responsibility to teach them, to show them the ropes. So if you don't know your stuff, how are you going to be able to do that? You want to step up as a leader and make sure that you are educating yourself every single day. They say we learn something new every day, and I think it's true in the business as well, no matter how long you've been doing it. Mindset. Oh, this is such an important thing for me. This really changed my business. It changed my outlook on life, and it was really delving into self-development. So I don't really watch television. I don't watch like Netflix or anything like that. Instead, I will always have podcasts playing in the background. So I'm educating myself, I'm feeding my mind with positivity, and while you're listening to a podcast in your headphone, you can crack on and do other things as well. So it's a great way to be able to multitask as well. Like, I'm a busy mom, like I say, I could be washing the pots, sorting the children out, and have the podcast in my ear. So that for me was a really easy way to fit that in. Books as well is great. Sitting reading a book, audibles. If you can't have time to sit and read a book, you can listen to it on an audio. I've got some great ones on there as well on my audibles that I absolutely love. Another thing I'm big on is journaling. So I do that every single day. And this is great if you are someone who maybe does have a bit of anxiety, just writing down your thoughts, your feelings, your vision for the future, where you want to be, kind of writing that letter to your future self. How do you see yourself being in the future? Meditation as well is something that I would practice on a morning, even if it's just for a couple of minutes, just to start your day off on the right tone and to just feed yourself with that positive energy before you go about your day. And just really instilling those daily habits to make sure your mindset is on top every single day. And especially on the days that you might struggle a little bit more, fall back onto your mindset habits, and you'll feel so much better for it. And it'll keep you really focused with the business as well. You can incorporate your visualization and things like that in your meditation. So live the mission. Blogging your personal health journey. People need to believe in you. They need to trust you. They need to see that you are on the products. You fit and healthy and working towards your goals as well, because they're going to follow what you do. People don't necessarily do what you say, but they will do what you do. So I'm someone who, I'm not saying everyone has to do this, but I go to the gym 5 times a week. I show that I'm dropping my kids off at school. I'm going to the gym. I'm fitting that in. I will walk instead of taking the car when the weather's nice. I'm out there and just really showing my food as well, which I think is important. We forget as well, people want to see what we're eating, because when they join the plan and the products, they want to see what they're going to be getting. So I like to show things like the recipes in the groups and my food, what I'm having from there, and showing I've took that from the support group. It's really important, I think, to show those healthy habits and lifestyle. So just to kind of summarize, I think we all know that business works. There is so much proof out there. The amount of promotions we've had recently has been crazy, and big promotions as well. And it's been so nice to see. So we know the business works because there are people out there actively doing it every single day and absolutely smashing it. We know the products work. We've all either had our own results. You've seen all of the amazing results. There's absolutely hundreds online, amazing stories. So we know the products work, the studies are there, they are absolutely incredible. It's just down to you now to put in the work, and that is the deciding factor. So get focused, set your standards, and go out there and smash it. Thank you.
Wow, Natalie, that was absolutely incredible. And you just always come across as someone so organized, so perfectly strategized in terms of the way you're moving forward. It's seriously impressive. Honestly, you're going NMD, no question. So very,
thank
very
you so
impressive.
much.
And thank you so much. So let's now, no question. So who have we got now? I've got a guess now, Natalie, haven't you?
Yeah, I haven't got a guest actually. She's had an emergency, so it was just me today. But yeah.
Oh, no worries, no worries. Okay, perfect. Well, that is absolutely fantastic, because actually, fact, this is very interesting because Chloe is a maker. Isn't that right, Chloe?
What am I? You cut out.
You're,
Next speaker.
I think you're now.
I think I am
Oh,
on now, yeah. And
yeah,
yeah,
you've got a guest who's going to be coming on, haven't you?
I have got lovely Joanne who's on today because she's got to shoot at 1:45, but I really wanted her to share her journey because she's only been in the business a couple of months and she's storming it. So I wondered if Joanne would maybe share a little bit of her journey first before I speak.
Hi, yes, good
Go
morning,
for it, Joanne.
everybody. Hiya. Yeah, I've got some notes, thankfully. Thanks, Chloe, for inviting me to speak this morning. I do have my notes, otherwise I'd go off on a tangent or stare blankly at the screen for 2 minutes. I was introduced to Juice Plus just recently by my lovely friend who is now my upline, Susie. I signed up at the end of February. And I kind of always been looking for that extra something in terms of supplements. I was probably Holland and Barrett's best customer at one point. I remember having about 10 tubs of various supplements on the kitchen worktop and thinking, this just can't be right. You know, they didn't even fit in the pillbox. Pillbox lid wouldn't even close. And I've always been sort of conscious of health and nutrition. It did become more important to us as a family. Kind of always cooked from scratch for the kids and things. But in 2016, my 16-year-old daughter was diagnosed with cancer and went through chemotherapy. The cancer returned again in 2019, and she went through further aggressive chemo. She's now 21, 4 years in remission, and about to go off and do Camp America. But rest assured, she'll have a suitcase full of capsules with it. And kind of knowing what I know now about the power of the capsules, I kind of really wish that I had been introduced to them a long time ago, because obviously I would have been able to support and nourish her body while she was going through the most awful treatment. I started the capsules as soon as I could, and within about 2 weeks, I certainly felt different. It wasn't like these supplements that were on the worktop that wouldn't close in the box. You had like 6 little capsules, and I could feel my wee niggles were disappearing. I had more energy. I did suffer from kind of like organ pain. That's gone. My skin's improved. I sleep better. There's so much more improvement in myself that I could go on about, but I've only got a couple of minutes, so I'll just keep it to that. And I started talking about the capsules as soon as I started them, and as soon as I started seeing a difference. It's like when people say to you every day, how are you? And you go, yeah, I'm fine, I'm okay today. But now actually I say, well, actually, I'm great. And most people kind of are a bit taken back because they expect you to say, yeah, and you're fine. Or people go in the negative, yeah, I'm fine. But so now I just say I'm great. And then people are like, oh, okay, well, how come? So it's a really nice conversation starter to talk about the capsules. And on the business model, I'll be honest, I was interested from the get-go. I had kind of opened up the compensation plan, seen figures, talks about legs, closed the compensation plan, opened it up, closed it, opened it up, closed it, because at the beginning, I just didn't get it. So I reached out to my uplines, and then I had seen a video on the B plan library, and someone said, take the compensation plan to bed with you, read it every night, read it for the next 2 weeks, the next month, just read it until you get it. So I did, and there was a light bulb moment. I didn't need to understand the whole plan. For me, all I needed to understand is where I was going to be next, and then the next step, and then the next step. So that was easy. The next thing I know, I'd hit Partner Plus, and obviously I received my bonus. And again, there was another light bulb. I was kind of thinking, oh, hang on, what's next? So I'm firing for SP this month. I kind of lost my train of thought there, guys. Sorry, that's even with my notes. So yeah, I've only been in the business since February. In March, I had 2 customers. April, 3 customers and a partner. In May, as of today, I've got 4 new customers. I have a new partner in mind. She just doesn't know it yet. So I've set the intention to reach SP this month and next month, obviously, as well, to get that next bonus and that next promotion. Juice Plus has not only just improved my health, but it's shown me that there's a business potential and a potential to make life comfortable. And I think you hear people talking about you need to have a why, and you definitely do need to have a why. My why is financial freedom. I didn't want to be working for another 17 years till I retire. I want to retire in the next 10 years at 60 and have a nice, comfortable life. And I can see that with the business model in Juice Plus, and that's absolutely within reach for me. So thank you.
Oh, thank you, Joanne. That was absolutely incredible. Really. I mean, you're so beautifully prepared. But what you say is so great. It's so authentic. Obviously, of course, you've been through so much But I love that you can say every day, oh, I'm great. I
Yeah.
think that's just such an extraordinary, shift to make. As you say, good, but to say great is absolutely. Chloe, I'm going to introduce Chloe now. Chloe, and thank you so much for hosting on and taking over that. So Chloe's journey with well-being and nutrition and self-care began in 2013 after suffering with hormone imbalances and aggressive acne for 20 years. I mean, you would just absolutely never know that looking at her. But anyway, following a recommendation to use our amazing capsules whilst pregnant from her health practitioner, Jeff Montague-Smith, who we all admire so much, she's never looked back. Chloe is a busy mum to 2 young boys and now with the QNB and 7 years with the company. She has a global capsule-based business with Juice Plus and is on a mission to help overwhelmed and exhausted people to look and feel at their very best again in a simple, effective, fuss-free way. So Chloe's going to be talking about the compensation plan, which I love. Joanne was told that she had to go to bed with the compensation plan. And I love that. But anyway, it obviously worked. So Chloe, over to you.
Thank you. Yeah, that wasn't me who said about going to bed with the conversation plan. That must have been her upline Susie, but I quite like that. I might have to use that. James, I was going to say, as Sue couldn't present the products, do you want me to give a quick whistle-stop tour of the product presentation of the Wellness Hub so that people, if there's somebody new on the call, they've got a deeper insight into that before I do the business?
Yeah, I think that'd be fantastic if you can. Yeah, that would be
Cool.
absolutely amazing.
Okay, so this is called Flying by the Seat of Your Pants, everybody. So we're just gonna present that. So hopefully you can see this. So this is accessible on the Facebook hub that we've got within the company. And I just wanted to share, because I'm a capsule-based business, all of my team, and we work heavily with the capsules. Every one of our clients uses the capsules, and that's because they are the absolute king of what we do within the business. What we're doing is we're taking 30 different fruits, vegetables, and berries, and they're being crushed in a way that we can get them into these powders, complete with all the leaves, the skins, the roots. We take the whole plant, and that's so important. When you look at Chinese medicine, they use the leaves of the beetroots and things like that, the light energy that comes in from that. So we take the whole plant and fruit and veg, and then they're juiced into the capsules, and we simply remove the sugars and the water and the bulk that's there. Because of UK labelling purposes, we have to declare the certain amount of vitamins in there as well, but it's all naturally added. So, for example, the vitamin A is the beta carotene, which we get from oranges and things like that. The folic acid comes from lemon peel. So it's not isolated synthetic. Everything is natural food source. And we are the most researched nutritional product that exists on the planet, which is so important, because not only do we have our product results, and you've heard Joanne's, but we can rely on the studies to say what they do once they're inside the body, which is so important. And they're clean. We don't have heavy metals, cross contaminants. They're all vegan, plant-based, no GMOs. And I think that's so vital now when we look at the quality of the fruits and vegetables that are available to us. So a lot of people, none of my clients are allowed to call them vitamins. They get corrected. They're called whole food supplements or your supplement. And that's simply because when we look at what are in vitamins, and we don't really know what's in them because there's no standardization to the labeling or anything like that. What we know with Juice Plus is that it's food source, so the body recognizes it. Sue was touching upon that at the beginning. So it's the whole synergy of putting the hundreds of nutrients from an apple into the body. It's like an orchestra and it plays music. The body knows that and can use it. Very different to isolated vitamins and things like that. And we also are taking those phytochemicals, the polyphenols. They're absolutely abundant in the purple berries. That's so important because they're like a shield that wrap around your cells. Polyphenols are vital to help support and protect against things like neurodegenerative disease, cancers, diabetes. We need to be upping our berries. And of course, we want to eat them seasonally and organic. And it's so beautiful because in those berry capsules, you've literally got a little army in there going in and supporting your body and protecting you with those polyphenols. So everything we do is food source and is close to nature, as opposed to vitamins, which do come with warning labels. You know, don't take if pregnant, things like that. That's another beauty of what we've got. There's no warning labels on the product, and our body can completely absorb it. It's 100% bioavailable. That means it's in your bloodstream and it gets to work. Unlike, you know, your Berocca, that if you have a big pint of Berocca, you're going to find you've got very orange pee. So we've got, you know, 30 varieties in our fruit, veg, and berry. And that's absolutely key. And we're always told when we go and see nutritionists, you know, eat the rainbow. That's because, you know, your purple foods with their resveratrol is so powerful for your body. But, you know, your red foods are very, very important for heart health and homocysteine. We've got green foods that detoxify. White foods are brilliant for the immune system. So we need to be eating the rainbow every day, but we need to eat variety. And studies that are being done on our gut health and on our inflammation, not by us, but by other companies, other institutions and scientists, they're showing that 30 varieties a week is absolutely optimal for your gut health. And we're getting that every day if we're on the premium capsules. And we also know that the more variety you put in the body, the lower the inflammation that you have. And we all need way more portions every day now, guys, because we're in a very, very toxic environment. Stress being the biggest toxicity that we face. And I don't know anyone that doesn't feel the stress and the daily overwhelm. So it's really, really important that we access this rainbow every day. And as Sue was touching upon, you know, our farmers, they grow for us. They're small to medium-sized farms. We really are we monitor all of the quality control. Lisa Pebble and the team over in the States are absolutely crucial for that. They've been doing this for years. They know what they're doing. They're passionate about what they do, and they make sure the quality is absolutely incredible. No cross-contaminations, no pesticides, no herbicides. And so that is absolutely key. From the moment that cranberry is absolutely at its perfect ripeness, we're getting it into the capsules. As opposed to, you think about the green bananas, the rock hard avocados that we now get, these aren't at their ripeness and they can't keep ripening because they're not attached to plant source. So we're eating very deficient fruits and vegetables now. And that for me is what really stands apart with the capsules, is that everything is vine ripened. It's got its maximum nutrient density in it. And that's how we can get it so brilliantly into the body. And then the key thing is the studies. I believe we're at over 40 studies now. These are gold standard, double-blind, placebo-controlled. It's the highest quality of studies that you can get. And we know that it's supporting our DNA. We've got the epigenetic study done out of Newcastle in Australia. It supports a healthy immune response. It's lowering our toxicity and oxidative stress output. We know that it's 100% bioavailable. It gets into our bloodstream and it gets to work. Brilliant for our dental health, our skin, the elasticity, great for heart health and the elasticity of the arteries and the blood function. It just works on every level. I always say, you know, the capsules are the food for our cells, for our blood. And then the food we put on a plate is the petrol to get us through the day. It's really, really key that both our petrol and our oil to the engine is clean and the absolute best quality that you can get. Something the company does, which I think is just such a gift, is that they give it free to children up to the age of 21. This one on the site is wrong. So it's ages 4 to 21 years old. And any adult can sponsor a child. And depending on their age, they can get a full dose of the fruit and veg capsules, which I think is a huge gift. And they can get the little soft chewables if they're under 12. We work with, as I've touched upon, different, we sometimes have to change the formula. I know we swapped from papaya to mango. Basically, we ran out of papaya. We have so many people wanting these capsules. We needed to find another way to support and supply the demand. And so we switched to mangoes on that. So all of this is on your hub. And something I also want to touch upon are the omega capsules as well, because these are a plant-based omega. We're not killing the fish and extracting it from the liver. We're going straight to plant source. So taken from sea algae and safflower seeds. So we've got, they've changed the formulation here. We've got 3, 7, and 9 in the omegas. Very, very important for heart, brain, eyes, menopause, repair, protecting the body, the immune system. We've got vitamin D in there as well, which is absolutely fundamental, especially if you're in the UK, as we don't have any sunshine. So we really, really need to be upping our vitamin D as well. So these are very, very beautiful blend of oils. And then we've got the complete range as well, which is to support healthy lifestyles. We've got the complete shakes, all plant-based, absolute incredible source of fiber. We've got the bars. What we're trying to do is basically fill the gaps where people slip up. And of course, so many people are grabbing the beige meals, the quick, high processed stuff because it's quick and easy. Grab a bar, grab a shake. I had one this morning, didn't have time for breakfast. I had a really lovely chocolate shake with some extra berries and spinach and seeds and stuff like that. It's a really, really great way to fuel our bodies. So definitely have a look at the lifestyle products as well. You can use them as part of our Kickstart sort of 10 program, where we do 10 days sort of clean eating programs and stuff. But yeah, I've been on the products for 11 years and I would never be without them. They've changed my life. They support my whole family. And very, very grateful to Jeff for standing for me 11 years ago. Uplift, mummy's little helper, I call this one. Always got one in the car, one in the coat pocket, one in the handbag, just for those days where you're a little bit lackluster and exhausted. Stick one of these in some water, get it down you. And for me, it's about 4 to 6 hours of a gentle energy release. They're absolutely amazing. So that's the products in a nutshell. But if you're not using the capsules, why not? I would say they're absolutely amazing. 11 years I've been on them. I'll be on them for the rest of my life. They give me something that I can't get on a plate. If I'm not taking them, my acne flares up in about 3 days, and yet I have an amazing plant-based diet. So I think for me, it's the sheer variety and the proprietary blend with the anti-inflammatory properties within it is what sort of is the magic sort of elixir for me. But I really would encourage you all to be on the capsules, enjoy the lifestyle products, and really live the mission. So that's the products in a nutshell. I thought I'd just cover that off, as I know Sue had to dash to the garage. But yeah, I wanted to say my responsibility today is just to cover off the business presentation. So I wanted to show you how we get paid in this business, because if you're using the products and for me, I need my mum on this. My mum's got a rare blood cancer, and I was like, you're going to go on these capsules, mum, we're going to support your body. She was like, well, if I go on it, dad should. And I was like, yep. So mum and dad, and then my brothers and my husband and my kids. And so it made sense for me to join the business. So I just thought I would share how we get paid in this business and how it works. And this is basically what I show people all the time about the products. So what we've got here is we've got the Juice Plus company, okay? And we've got the end user, the customer here. Hopefully you can all see this. Now, typically, if you're going to put this in a shop, let's say if Juice Plus were like, I know, let's put it in Boots. It's not going to work, guys, because there's a price point issue in that people are thinking this is a vitamin. This hasn't been educated into people's hands. They think it's just going to be a synthetic vitamin, mass made. You know, why aren't I doing buy one, get one free for a tenner? You know, this is food. This should be sitting in the supermarket aisle with all your fruits and vegetables. This is food with a food label. So we need to educate it to people. We need people who love it, come into alignment. This is a great idea. They're taking it themselves. They're getting results, and they want to share it with the people they care about. So they use us as partners to come in. I'm a very happy partner. So I told my mum. My mum placed an order directly with the company. The company shipped it directly to my mum. She's very happy. And the company then sends me a small commission to say, thank you very much for helping educate this to somebody. So we get paid. The first way is just through a commission for helping and standing for people. And we get paid between 10 and 20% on any of the point volume of the products. So most of my clients take the fruit, veg, and berries. That ships out 3 times a year because you take it for 4 months. Oh, can't spell months, you know that deal. And they're worth 235 points. So if you're on 10%, that's worth about £23 for you. For myself, I get the full 20%, so that's about £47. And so every time that ships out, that box, it's worth £47 to you. If that goes out 3 times a year, that's about 150 quid. Now, to join the business, I call it like a savvy customer. You can join for £30. They're going to send you a little sample box of some of the lifestyle products. So you're going to get a few bars, a few shakes, and Uplift, and that's worth about 30 quid. So you get your £30 of sample products, but it also means you can start sharing it with people. You get your own website, which is global in any of the countries we operate in. and you get your own back office, your virtual office, where you can place orders, you can track your customers and things like that. So you get all of that within £30 from the company and your samples. And it just means that you can earn £47 every time somebody's order goes out. The other ways we get paid then is if you then want to show others that they too can become partners, they can enjoy the products, they align with what we do and what our mission is to inspire healthy living, they want to help a few people, well, you may as well get paid to do that, to pay it forward. It's a gift to pay forward. So you get paid to teach people what to do, and you get up to 10% on that. You get a networking bonus, which is actually the smallest percentage, but the biggest opportunity, and I'll show how that works. And then we get cash bonuses. Just like if you're in the office, you've done an amazing year, you've brought in loads of great new partners for the company, you've enrolled loads of new clients for the company, they're going to give you a cash bonus. The only cash bonus I ever received in my business, in my job that I used to have, was £300 at Christmas, and then I paid 20% tax on that. They were like, well done, Chloe, happy Christmas, here's £300. I was like, oh, yay. Well, I'm a stay-at-home mum, and the cash bonuses within the company are just over £119,000. And my next bonus as a stay-at-home mum will be about £7,500. And I've already earned way more than my £300 from my business, my job I used to have since I was 16 years old. So very, very happy with Juice Plus bonuses, and way more than I ever got in working for a boss. So I was just going to show you how the networking bonus works and the teaching, right? So let's say this is me. And what I did was I bought in, Eliana's trying to come into the room. Hang on, let's just admit her in. So I bought in Jeanette. And Jeanette is frontline to me. And Jeanette was a wee little baron and didn't know what she was doing. So she came in at 10%. And I was on 20%, and I started showing Jeanette what to do. Now, Jeanette started finding some customers, and she went Partner Plus, so Jeanette's really happy. And for her to go to Partner Plus at 14%, I was getting the 10% difference because she's on 10, I'm on 20. So I was getting the full teaching allowance of 10% to teach her what to do. And then as she goes to 14%, I then start getting 6% to teach her what to do. So the gap closes because she's getting more knowledge. So this isn't a sales business. This is a mentorship business. We're here to mentor and coach and support people to teach them what to do. Jeanette went out and found Susie. And Susie's going crazy. She's like customer queen. And Susie has brought in Joanne, who you heard from earlier. Can't spell your name, Joe. Joanne, and she's also found Alex. And she's also found Ellie. And these guys, we're teaching them all what to do, and they're all getting to work. Joanne's brought in Marcella, and Marcella's getting customers. Now, the networking bonus kicks in where it says, Chloe, what a great job you've done. Hey, you're doing really well. Because without you teaching Jeanette, she wouldn't have been able to teach Susie. And we're all supporting one another. So I get 5%, up to 5%, and there's certain little hoops you have to jump through to make it fair for everybody. I get paid 5% on the volume of all of this. And that's your biggest opportunity within the business. So yes, you have a small element of sales where you're finding customers and you're getting up to 20% on that. But your goal really is to start developing partners and this little web, this little network. The clue's in the title of network marketing. Because if you can create a network of partners who are all just everybody doing a little bit each. You know, I always say if you have 100 sacks of potatoes, to try and sell 100 sacks on your own is pretty hard work. But if you go up the street and you ask every neighbor to sell 2, it's so much easier, and everybody doing that little bit each. And you're going to get paid up to 5% on the whole volume of this network that you're creating. And everybody just having some customers for life and some partners who align with it and want to make a little back on their own products. So that in a nutshell is how we get paid.
Oh, Chloe, that is absolutely incredible. I mean, as I said before, there's no one that presents it as well as you do. I mean, I'm just sitting there thinking, I know it sounds ridiculous. I'm thinking I want to sign up right now. And of course, I've been in for like 30 plus years, but I'm looking, I think it's so exciting. Brilliant.
That's okay, James. I'd welcome you in my downline.
Doing that on Well, honestly, after all this time, I look at it and I suddenly thought to myself, yes, of course, the kids get it for free as well. It's just unbelievable, isn't it? It's the best business opportunity anyone could possibly get involved with. Right, so let's now hand over now to Erin, who's going to be taking us forward from here. Erin, I think you are on,
I am.
Erin.
Hello, everybody. Hi, happy May. I cannot believe, again, here we are. It's May, magical May. I love all the words associated with May, and I'd love to know what your wins are, or what you're feeling, how you're feeling. Positives only in the chat. Are you feeling like May is going to be magical? Are you feeling like May is going to have momentum? Are you feeling like May is going to be movement May? Like, what are your plans? Give us some M words. For me, it's magical. It is all about the magic this month. So thank you so much to all of our speakers. Massive May. I love that. Massive. Obviously, it's Madrid May as well. Money maker. Love that. Money maker May. Let's make some money, honey. So I am really excited to introduce our next speaker, the beautiful Eliana. Eliana is an NMD. She comes from Italy, and at the age of 23, she moved to London to pursue her photography career. Before discovering Juice Plus, she was working as a freelance photographer. Initially, she joined the business to help her mother financially, and it took her a few months to understand that this business could actually be a vehicle for her to get the lifestyle that she desired. In 2016, she went to Tenerife to do a 90-day game plan and stayed. She has become a full-time networking marketing professional. She now lives in Tenerife with her husband, working on expanding the business, bringing this beautiful lifestyle to more people. She travels the world. I know she's been in Albania working. She just has that absolute freedom lifestyle. And she's here to share exactly what she loves about the Juice Plus company. So Eliana, please take it away.
Hi. So James, just to confirm, am I speaking about the right mindset, right?
Yeah, mindset,
Okay.
mindset.
Okay, cool. Just to double up. Thanks, Erin, for the introduction. You know, I just found out you're Australian.
Yeah.
I've seen your post. I was shocked. I was like, oh my God, I thought you were English. I mean, I was like,
no.
wow. Like,
oh my God.
yeah.
That means I've got to go and get some Vegemite quickly. Oh,
I was like, oh my God. Okay. So it was nice to see that. So guys, thank you for inviting me again to this calls. I really appreciate James. I always thank you, because if it wasn't for you, I won't be here. Okay, so thanks, James, because of your events in South Kensington really helped me massively. Because guys, getting the right mindset, it's a huge topic. So I will try to compress a lot of stuff. But first of all, I would like to say there is one sentence we hear all the time, and it's like, energy is everything. And sometimes when we hear it, like, we're like, what does it mean energy is everything? Energy is absolutely freaking everything. It's insane. Like, the way how I see human beings is like batteries. You know, you have batteries, the batteries discharge and they charge, right? And the same is how I see us. We can actually increase our energy, like really charge it well, and perform at a high level, or like completely being drained. And the way how we feed our mind is also how we're going to reflect, not only on our business, but on the entire world, is the way how we're going to show up. So when I started Juice Plus many years ago now, it's my 9th year, I can't believe it. I had no idea what you was having the right mindset. I was the type of person that if I was waking up having a bad dream and I was upset, I would carry that upsetment for the entire day. I was that type of person, and still I can't believe I was like that, but I was letting the events take over my mind and take over my life. And imagine this, if I wake up upset, and I can make you this little example. If you wake up upset, then of course everything is gonna happen. It's gonna be bad. You're gonna enter with an upset like face in the bar, you know, in a cafe maybe, and the person is gonna be like looking at you like, oh my God, look at this weird person. So the energy that you reflect is gonna attract even more angry or upset things, and then maybe you enter so aggressively that you hit yourself with the elbow near the door, right? And many serious small events are happening. And that is like a little bit of example on how you decide how you want to be on a daily basis. What I realized working in self-development, it was that we have the power to control our mind and control the series of events that happens in our life. And that, it was like a huge discovery. I was like, oh my God, actually you telling me that I'm in control, that if I have a bad dream or bad whatever, I can actually say, yes, let's fix this. It's not as easy as it sounds, of course, because it takes a lot of breaking paradigms, breaking habits, breaking beliefs and settings that you literally have in your mind, because the strongest things we have to do is changing our belief system. So for me, it was understanding that I have the power. And that is exciting, because then if you actually start working on your mindset, you can change the rest of your life. And that you realize that, wow, okay, we have something serious here. So for me, what I realized that there is not a way that is the same for everyone. I used to go crazy understanding what's your morning routine? What do you do? What do you read? You know, trying to apply other people's habits into mine. And then you realize that we are all different. You can try, you should definitely try many things as much, but then you will find out which one are yours. So for me, my ways are definitely like meditation. I love meditating in the morning, especially when I just wake up and I open my eyes and I'm still kind of busy, like, oh my God, what's happening? I do meditation, can be 10 minutes, 40 minutes. It depends on how my day looks like. And then I realized that, especially going to Albania, I have to read. I personally have to read something positive. And I love self-development books. So they are proper pleasure. It's like almost a meditation for me. And I want to tell you also what happened. As Erin said, I took 90 days to go to Albania to do a focus time on the business because I felt I was going off track. Why I was also going off track, I want to tell you what's happened. I got off my mindset. I entered in a kind of like stress modality in which I was like, oh my God, I have to be productive. And I was not doing my little rituals that were helping me to be on the right mindset. And when I went on my 90 days of focus on the business, I started implementing again my holy time for reading. And I took that time out, and oh my God, the energy changed. And the energy changed, the way how I was showing up to people is different. And later I'm gonna let Trisha speak about that. But you will speak to people that will feel that energy. And sometimes what I want to say that we don't win big every day, okay? We cannot hit PMD every day. We cannot, like, we really need to learn how to navigate through the failures, okay? And it's just life, success, it's just an amount of steps of failures behind, So we really need to navigate that. And to do that, we really need to have a strong mindset. Otherwise, we're not gonna get out of that situation. We're gonna be in such a poor, our batteries, like human batteries, is gonna be on such a lower energy level that we're not gonna make anything happen in our life. So for sure, having the rituals is a huge thing, but also really deciding who are those 5 people we hang out the most. How do we feed our minds, not only by reading, by doing the meditations or whatever works for you. It can be a workout, it can be a lot of things, but really selecting carefully how like information and life comes into your mind. That is a must. I'm very selective at the moment on how I let people influence in my life. I have a lot of beautiful friends, but I select carefully those people that I want to get input from. I have to, because I know that I like it or not, I'm an average of those 5 people. So I need to make sure that those 5 people are like top on my value system, whatever I believe is good for the world, that we are super aligned. Because if we are not aligned, it's a problem. It's so powerful, and all of those little things can really help us to get the right mindset. And I just want to share with you something like really personal now, but I feel like we are between friends, because I want to show you how it helps to have a good mindset when things don't go right. So recently I had a huge mess in my family, and I was thinking, oh my God, we're going to go to April is going to be a great month because it's just before Madrid, whatever, we need to smash it in the business. And then my mom's husband was about dying, and I was in New York. My mom got completely crazy. She had like mental health issues. It was a mess. I was like, oh my God, it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. It felt like the hearts were falling, because I never recommend anyone. I really wish no one needs to go through that state, because to see one of your parents completely losing the mind, it's scary. I can tell you, it's scary. So eventually what happens, that when a big something like that happens in your life, is like a shock, like a trauma. And if I didn't have all the beautiful tools I collected over the years on how to get the right mindset and how to get myself out of the situation, I could have been stuck on that moment for months. I had 2 weeks of completely breakdown. I completely had a burnout. I went back home. I've been dead in bed. And then I resurrected, taking my time. But why am I sharing all of that? Because it's so, so important to know, to have those skills and really allow yourself to go through those phases. Emotional intelligence, having the right attitude to, okay, this is happening. I need to take care of myself. Now we move on. How do we do it? Don't let yourself completely taken over by events and everything that is happening. So having the right mindset, having the right attitude to life is not only hugely impactful for Just Plus, but it's really helping you on a daily basis. And for that reason, I will forever be grateful to this business, because that allowed me to discover the self-development. I was a photographer, right? So I was not entering into that world. There was no link, there was no connection. You know, I was reading a lot of photography books, I was going to photography exhibitions. There was no talk about self-development, emotional intelligence. I didn't have all of that. So that is the gift that Just Plus give to us. So when I was telling you it's so important, is it will help you so much, so much in the moments where you least expect. Sometimes you think that you don't need it. And then when things happen, when things go wrong, is when you realize how much you needed that. And it's magical. You know, I went through some proper shit time. Sorry for the S word, but sometimes you have to say things as they are. And because I had all those beautiful tools, I came out stronger. Okay, still is not finished. My mess is still ongoing, but I managed to take myself up with some lessons, with some, understanding how to face it. But just I wanted to say that we're not here to win big every day, but we can highlight the small wins that we have and take them in. And that's still part of having the right mindset. Because as I said, we're not gonna do PMD every month, so big promotions. That's fun, okay, when we do it. But life is made of a small wins on a daily basis consistently, right? And having the right mindset, it means that we highlight them and we don't fall into frustration. Because I think that one of the biggest challenges in this business is comparing to others. So many of us compare to people on stage and we feel like a failure, right? And that is the biggest challenge, remembering that we only need to compare to the person is in the mirror, how much we change, how much we put ourselves on a daily basis, how we show up as people on a daily basis, how we align with our values. Life is going to happen, and it's up and down, up and down. If I was focusing on the fact I haven't hit a promotion in 5 years, I would hit my head against the wall. I would go crazy. But having the right mindset, it means understanding that there is so much, there is a bigger picture. I have a long-term vision, and I'm getting there. And I'm navigating through the mess of life. When things happen, happens, and we just go through it. So, and also, as Erin said, I went to Albania, and during my 90 days, I met Trisha online, that now I'm gonna introduce her to you. And it was magical, because I was vibrating on such a high level of energy that when I've seen her on Facebook, I was like, oh my God, I like this lady. And then we connected on the phone and we really clicked with each other. And then a few months later, I was in New York with her, making an event and speaking I completely lost my voice. And I was making a presentation in a clinic it was crazy and messy. But the way how I met this beautiful woman is because I was vibrating at a high level of energy, because I was getting into the right mindset those days. And you can get often in based on what life happens, but it's all on you to take the power and decide when you want to get back. So Trisha, I would like to unmute you. Can you unmute yourself?
Hi, good
Yes,
morning.
hi. you can share a little bit about how how you started, how the business is going, and nice. What time is there now? Is it 6 a.m., right?
It's 6:13. 6:13.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for making it, so thank you so much.
I'm
So
so
yeah,
happy to be here, honestly. And for anyone who doesn't know Eliana, it is instant friendship. She is just electric. She talks about being a battery. She's the energetic. She's the bunny. So my introduction was totally unrelated to Juice Plus. We became friends just talking about travel and our experiences and our desire. And I was in amazement at how much she had accomplished in her short life. So I asked her how, and she introduced me to how she became interested in Juice Plus. And I thought instantly, oh, I've met this woman online. This is the biggest scam. I'm being spoken to by somebody from a foreign country, and my bank account is now empty. I'm checking my phone. Days go by, introduced to this, and I start to really get interested. I'm 63 years old. I myself am going through troubles. I'm going through a separation. And how am I going to do this? How am I going to survive? And panic's, bouncing around in my head. So she talks about mindset. I'm working toward getting my head straight, and my body doesn't feel so good. So how bad could it be? So far, it checks out. It's a real company. They exist. It's not pixie dust. So I start to take the capsules for myself, and I start to feel different. It's all the things working together. But getting back to the woman who just spoke, and forgive me, I've forgotten her name. It's a chemical. Your body just reacts. And so I start putting better things in my head, in my body. And I'm excited. And now she comes to New York, and the games are on. She introduces me to how to do this, because I don't know how to do this. I worked in an office. I was an ultrasound tech. So I had a caring spirit, but I didn't know how to navigate it. So she's been teaching me, and the successes just keep coming. My customers, my friends, my family, and now this clinic. I have a chiropractor who is a magical hands-on healer, and he sees the value. And I could go on and on and on about how this has miraculously entered my world, but I can't thank Eliana enough for being my mentor and my touchstone. But this company has just changed my life.
and we're just at the beginning.
Yeah, it's just the start.
Yeah, and then we were all around going through New York, speaking about how New Yorkers say coffee. So, and we had the best time in New York City. So this is a bit about, what having the right mindset can get you. If I was not getting the right mindset, I would have never met Trisha those days in Albania, because funny enough, you can work online and meeting Americans.
Do you remember the night I spoke to her for the first time? I had COVID. It was January. The wind I live in New York. The wind was going to blow the trees over onto my house. And she calmly is telling me that everything in life is going to be fine. I'm glad I believed her.
Thank you for making the time, Trisha. I really appreciate it. And thanks, James, and Erin for inviting us.
Amazing. Wow. And Trisha, welcome.
Thank you. I feel so.
It's so exciting, isn't it? When you just feel like you've found a place where you can just be you and get everything you want, isn't it?
We're all working towards the same goal, right? The communities in small and grand scale.
Truly. And I think as well, it just shows, guys, when you're reaching out to people online and you might feel a bit apprehensive about it or a bit worried about it, just think there might be a Trisha at the other end of that phone, okay, who will be so grateful and thrilled when they become part of this community. So don't just see people like a name or a number, think about the right people you can help change their life. And that, you know, is such a satisfying feeling. And I'm sure
Erin, in fact, if I can add something, it's so, because we're talking with Shay and Simon and how much is combining online and offline. That's exactly what I've done. You know, I met Trisha online, and then I flew to New York eventually. I don't say that everybody needs to fly to New York like that, but there are some people, even in your own area, if you are in North England, you can check on Facebook groups, you know, people around you. You first meet them online and then you invite them for coffee. Now I had the pleasure to go to New York and meet her eventually, but this can happen even in a, you know, neighborhood. Just wanted to say, to add that.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. And when you find someone you connect with, it's really worth making the most of that connection, right? Because yes, it's great that we can just spend our whole time on here and doing Zoom calls, but that face-to-face locking in and that energy is like...
And it's fun. I mean, we were like teenagers in New York City. I mean, in 3 seconds, I would look at Trisha and she was speaking to Spider-Man, Batman, and some weird... I was like, what's going on? Like, seriously, we had created so many memories, and we just met pretty much, you know? We barely knew each other.
It's magic. See, magical May. It's magic. Love it. Love it. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate both of you. Thank you so much for getting on, especially in the morning, Trisha, as well. And really excited to see your continued journey with Juice Plus. So, guys, our next guest is the incredible Shay O'Brien. I don't need to introduce him, but I will anyway. So, Shay, right. Shay is now part of the Juice Plus corporate team, but he started 32 years ago, probably more now. Is it, Shay? Is this
35?
See, James, we need to update the bios. So 35 years ago, he started as a distributor, and he became the #1 earner in Europe in 1994. He was then offered a corporate role, helping the business expand its Juice Plus business. He's now a shareholder with the company and a special advisor to the board, and he's back in a big way since last year. And we're really thrilled to have him back. I don't know about you guys, but I've been here since 2017, and I've certainly felt such a massive shift over the last couple of months, especially. And I'm just really, really excited to see everything that everyone's always talked about from back in the day, but it's going to be bigger and even better now and moving forward. So Shay, I believe you're going to be talking to us about why you're so passionate about Juice Plus and especially the conventions.
Yeah, morning everyone. How we doing? We good? We good? We good? Raise your hands if you're good. Raise your hands if you're good. Ah, there we go. That's it. Get those cameras off, guys, or cameras on. Sorry, cameras on, everyone. Come on, let's get in the room. Let's get here together. Get those cameras on. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. So listen, great to be here. I love it. You know, I love hearing the speakers. So Eliana, I want to reach out to you on that one. So my best line that I recruited as a distributor, I did exactly the same as you. I jumped on the flight and went to Germany and built that line. And that was you know, who knows what might happen here. I didn't have a load of cash, but I was like, I'm going. And that's what happens. Get out there, get out of your comfort zone, do the magic, do the stuff. That's how results come in. When you sit down with our top earners in the world, they all did that kind of stuff that Eliana did. They jumped on that flight. Fact, right? Chloe, great to see her on the call, obviously doing 2 slots a day, not 1. Why is it great having Chloe? Why am I giving her a shout out? Because she is inspired. I spoke to her 18 months ago, maybe initially, and she was saying, Shay, I want more product stuff. I want us to get back into the magic of the product and not just talking about losing weight, for example, which is fine. That's a big part of our business. But she wanted more science, more oomph, more gravitas behind the product. That's why she's doing so well. And that's what we're doing. So we listen to her like, yes, we are all over that. That's where we're going. That's what we're doing. And we're nowhere near where I want us to be with our healthcare professional revamp. But we're, you know, from where, listen, life is about a journey. It's about the direction of travel. And I'm happy with the direction of travel. Have we arrived at where I want to be with the healthcare professionals? No. But at the next convention in Madrid, we've got a special healthcare professional meeting, first for a while. There's still a few places. We've got this room for 50, we've got 35 booked. So if you know someone that you can get there, it will be amazing. So big shout out to you, Chloe. And then just great, Erin, your enthusiasm is always amazing. I mean, I just wish I could be as enthusiastic every day as you can be on these calls. I mean, Erin, you just need to give people training on enthusiasm, and you're going to make a lot of people millionaires, right? If we can catch Erin's enthusiasm, we're winning. So let me tell you why I love conventions. Alice, good to see you there. Why I love conventions is they change something inside you. The large meeting has a power. My very first meeting, it was 35 years ago in February the 18th, Saturday. I was at the Novo Hotel in Hammersmith, 1,000 people in the room. That energy resonated with me and made me make a bigger decision than I would have probably made, let's say, on a Zoom call. I love these Zoom calls. I've been busy doing school duties all this morning. My kids go to school on a Saturday morning. So I've been doing back and forward, running, picking up. I just had to make some mid-morning snack, and I can be on here, right, and talk to all of you beautiful people. So I love Zoom. It's amazing. It's so flexible because I had to be here today to do the kids. So I couldn't have been with you if this was a live meeting. But on the other hand, the live meeting, you move people in a direction that you can't get them on here. So we have to use both together, and it's a synergy of both together. So I walked into this room 35 years ago, not knowing what I was going to see. And by the end of that, I'd made a decision that this was my new future. This was my new life. This was where I was going to become financially independent. And it all happened. We got there. And what was that? That was the power of the monster meeting. Now, Madrid, this is going to blow your socks off. I don't reckon there's been a meeting like this, I don't know, for 10, 15 years. The last big meeting was 2018. This will be more powerful because we're going through extreme growth across Europe right now. We've got 30 new positions, 30 new positions from NMD and above that have come since January, of which I think 24, I've got the numbers here, 24 in the last 2 months. So you're going to feel that direct energy of that success. What does that do? It fills you with belief. Now, there's 3 different models that people come into our business. There's the £400 to £700 model. I just want to make some extra income. I'm all good. I love health. I love being in this space. I want to be a healthier individual myself. And I know that by being in this room, I get healthier. Have a look, by the way, if you go on Instagram and look at all of the successes of April, have a look at all the Juice Plus lifestyles that you can see by their faces in the group. And by the way, it's all about direction of travel. So you don't ever have to be, remember in this business, you don't ever have to be a swimsuit model. I'm definitely not a swimsuit model, but I'm the healthiest version of me, and I'm traveling in the right direction. So that's the key thing. It's direction of travel. So the business right now, our direction of travel is incredible. We've got the new CEO, Travis. He's come in and he is just smashing stuff all over. He's gone to each department and said, we're going to be $1 billion company. Are you $1 billion head? Are you running that division? Are you the $1 billion individual? And it's a yes or a no. And then the next question is, can I put you somewhere else within the company? So it's not that it has to get necessarily they leave the company. Some have, and some have stayed within the company in different positions because Travis just felt they were better suited. So we've got this new internal heads of departments. Man, it's a different company from what it was 12 months ago. The energy is different. The focus is different. The drive is different. The goals are different. We got big goals now. Now we're like $1 billion beyond. Before it was like a survival mentality, and we were suffering. So that's the change in the last year, and that's the change in these results. So all of you who are in the business, really this next 12 months, you're going to see massive change, but you're going to see that and feel that in Madrid. And that's why you have to still push. I know I was talking to John Holowaty yesterday. He's got a brand new person that he sponsored last week that's coming to Madrid, right? It's a brand new person coming to Madrid. So there's still time left. And if you get them to Madrid, amazing things can happen. But listen, get there, get to Madrid, enjoy it, network, soak it up, fill up your tanks. Because in business, and I'm also, I've got a small venture capital business, so I invest in different companies. I've got 22, 23 different small companies, as in companies that are startups or on the way through. Some actually are quite large. If you're watching Clarkson's Farm, one of my businesses had a little, the Groove Armada farming connection. We were there last night, Clarkson's Farm, have a look. We're in Waitrose, a new, amazing, incredible week. So I sponsor these businesses, and all of the CEOs of these companies, they're all super in tune with keeping their tanks filled up. Why? Because as a CEO of your business, and you are the CEO of this mini business of yours, as in, it's you and you alone, although you have the team below you, we need to get our tanks filled up. We need our energy. We need replenishing. That's what we need. That's how you grow to the top, by constantly going, the car, you drive the car around. What do you have to do every so often? Get into a petrol pump, top it up. We need the same. That's what we get on these meetings. We get topped up. Because when you're out, we're draining energy. So in building our business, we're swapping our energy out to put that into other people. Some give us more energy back, right? So if I'm ever talking to Birgit and we're having a chat, when I get off the phone from Birgit, guess what? I feel more motivated than when I got on the call, because she's a winner. But there's other people where you lose your energy, right? They just take your energy, and they don't mean to do it on purpose, but it's an energy transfer from your bank. So we go to these meetings, get topped up, we're out there, we're ready to go and build our business. But that's how we build our business. Top your energy up, top your energy up. You have to do that. That's why you're on this call. You obviously understand that. So, you're in tune with that. But that's what Madrid will do. Timing-wise, I've not got much long. How much time have I got? Well, Chloe,
we're all good. Just keep going. We're all good.
Yeah, no. I need to respect everyone's time. But there we go. Listen, I could talk for hours on this business. It's so amazing. We're in such a great place. It's such a great time. The wellness industry, it's broken out there, the world of wellness. There's more obesity than ever. There's more depression. There's more anxiety. A lot of this can be solved through what we promote. Not all of it. We haven't got all the answers, but a lot of it through health and wellness and focus and mindfulness and nutrition. A lot of these problems will go away. But everyone's got in the rabbit hole of on their phone and of eating fast, quick food. And I don't even mean necessarily like a McDonald's, just fast, quick food, easy, quick food that's got no nutrition in it. We're here. I mean, what are the key pillars of health? Sleep, number one. There's nothing more you can do for your body than sleep. Make sure you get your sleep. Get to bed an hour earlier every night and you will feel better. You will look better. You will be younger. Your body clock will start to reverse. Number two, macronutrients. We do that. We have macronutrients for food. We know that with the complete and the various forgotten that perform. So complete and perform, macronutrients. Macronutrients, we're the masters of the micronutrients, and we've got the science to prove they work, right? And then exercise. I mean, in some parts of Europe, we have something called the Now program in Germany. We need to get something like that going in the UK. I really want to get that going. I love it. It's getting people out there, getting them moving, but that's our lifestyle anyway. So, and then obviously, mental wellness and positive thinking and everything else. We're focused on that. So we're there in the space. The market needs what we've got, and there's a business in this, and you can make money from this. And as I say, I got off track before. The 3 reasons why people join: £400 to £700 a month. Apparently, £500 a month would save a lot of divorces. There's like some statistics. I haven't got it on me. Just an extra £500 a month, because when there's money troubles, creates tension, and then all stuff can come out. There's a lot. My favorite category, by the way, is not the people that want to get rich. I'll come to them third. My favorite category is those that want to leave their job and be their own boss, to be able to press snooze on the alarm and snooze and snooze and snooze if they want to in the morning, but then work a Saturday if they want to. So that's my favorite category of people that want to replace their job, not be controlled by someone else. They want to do something positive for the world. They're selling widgets or involved with widget, if you know what I mean, just whatever. nothing meaningful, and they see us as meaningful, and they're like, I want to be part of something meaningful. That's where I want to be. So they want to join us, and that's all they want to do. They're not bothered about becoming a millionaire. Of course, everyone would like to be a millionaire to say, hey, I've got £1 million here. Do you want it? Of course, everyone's going to say yes, but that's not their main drive. And then we have there's a fewer people that really want to go the big style, go for everything, have the lifestyle, have the whatever that is. So they're the three areas. So that's that's what we're about, through something that's doing good. And that's why I'm passionate. So guys, it's an amazing time to be in the business. We're growing. And by the way, we're not always going to be growing. I've been here 35 years, the ups and downs of the growth. The only thing I'm telling you is the growth, if you look at from beginning to end, it's a up two, down one, up two, down one. That's business. That's the stock market. That's life. That's how it is. So right now we're on an upward growth. We're not going to be on an upward growth forever. But when the wave is going, jump on it, get moving, and push on with the wave. And then there'll be, another slowdown in 3 or 4 or 5 years or 7 years. Who knows? But that's, I was telling everyone in the lower moments, hey guys, that's just where it is. Okay, now we're on a roll. I don't want to get you all, do you know what I mean? Great, we're on a roll. When you're in business, it's just how it is. There's ups and downs. You jump on board and you go with it, and you achieve your dream, and you have your goals, and you have your plans, and you show up your best, and you get on the Juice Plus lifestyle. You become part of the story, bettering yourself, becoming the better you, being part of the community. By the way, that's another thing. Loneliness is at an all-time high. Again, it's because of these things, right? Have 400 friends on Facebook. How about having five live friends that you stay in contact with? That will do more for your soul than 400 friends on Facebook. That's another part of the community that we have in Juice Plus. We get together, we meet up. And that is a key part of the tribe within us. We want to be part of a tribe. We get energy from being together. So we satisfy so many things. It's amazing business. For the newer people here, you can write the script. You write the script of how this is going to look. You write the script of how your life, how do you want your life? This is, for a lot of people, it was for me, the first time I'm like, oh, well, I can be and do anything I want. Yeah, you can. You got to give to get, but yes, you can. You got to put your energy into other people and grow other people, but yes, you can. You got to improve yourself, but yes, you can have the life you want. And I've witnessed so many people from all over the world, but they're special people. But what's the special? It's the energy and effort they put in. It's not that they have some kind of magic in them. It's that they're like, I'm having this, I'm doing this. It's attitude. It's an attitude. I'm going to do whatever I need to do to get there. It's an attitude. And if you got the attitude, and we'll teach you why, you can have what you want. Thank you, guys. See you in Madrid. I'm so excited for Madrid.
I can't wait. Thank you so much, Shay. And, you said about my energy, but look at that. Leading by example with energy. Guys, come on, let's have it. Let's have it. It's all there for us. So thank you so much, Shay. Look forward to seeing you in Madrid. And your guest is the wonderful Julie Lim. Julie is channeling USA. She is our Queen USA. She's building an incredible team over in America and Canada. And Julie is going to be sharing a little bit with us because she is absolutely flying at the minute. I mean, she's always flown, to be honest. And she has put her all into Juice Plus every single day since she joined the business 7 years ago or 6 years ago. But at the moment, it's just all coming together, and I'm thrilled for her. So Julie, would you please share with us?
Hey everyone, thank you for having me. Thank you for asking me to speak as well. So I changed my background. I thought, oh, what background should I put? And actually San Fran has come up, and sadly, I mean, Shay was talking about events, and they are incredible. My very first event, I've been in the business about 6 months, and was Barcelona, and that really opened my eyes. I mean, I literally felt like I was on the set of a James Bond film. We had the headsets that was translating to different languages, and I'm like, oh my goodness, there's Craig David, there's Bear Grylls, what's going on? And the people, I arrived on my own. I sat next to a lady on the plane, we got chatting, And I said, oh, I'm going to this convention. I'm really excited. I am as well. So she's like, oh, well, we're meeting team at the airport. How are you getting to the city? I said, oh, I'm not sure. She'd all get in a taxi with us, but we've got to go to the other terminal first because there's people coming in from Dubai. And I'm like, okay, this is bigger than I thought it was. And we just had the very best time. It was incredible. So that was my first experience. Sadly, I'm not going to be in Madrid, and I'm absolutely gutted. I've never missed a convention since I joined the company. I know, but I'm in Ibiza. I'd already booked to go to Ibiza, and logistically, I was trying to get there, but it's just impossible, sadly. So I thought, what can I do? I'm not going to Madrid. I'm building in the USA. I'm going to Phoenix. So I'm going to Phoenix in September, and I cannot wait to get there. I think with the business, we build massively online, but I think over the last few months particularly, we started building more in person again, and that's so important, is to get out there and get talking to people face to face. I actually spoke to one of my ex-bosses last week, and I just said, hey, how are you? And he's like, oh yeah, really busy. You don't fancy coming back to work, coming out of retirement? Now, I used to work in a cabaret club behind the bar. I was a brilliant barmaid. I did great cocktails. And I said, absolutely not, no. And I was like, I'll tell you what I am doing. Why don't we meet next week for a coffee? It's like, oh, it'd be really good to catch up. I'm looking at your stories. You seem to be doing really well. Yes, I am. So, I'm going to have a chat with him. So I wrote down the 3 W's. Okay, so I'm channeling Bryn from Gavin and Stacey. Is it the World Wide Web? Yes, but why? Why are you doing it? Who are you? And where do you want to go? Where do you want to build? And that's what I asked myself. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I don't want to work for anybody else ever again. I like being my own boss. I'm that person that Shay talked about. I like to get up when I want to get up. If I want to get up at 5 and go for a run, I will. If I want to stay in bed till lunchtime, I will do. Obviously, we all have certain commitments. Like, I'm a grandparent. I pick the kids up from school on a Wednesday, things like that. Walk my daughter's dog. I don't have a dog, but I kind of do. But it's living my life my way. And when I spoke to James about the poster and the code, I said, I promise I won't mention Duran Duran. And he's like, oh, you can if you want. So I am mentioning Duran Duran. They have a song called My Own Way. I've been able to travel the world because of this business and not miss any gigs, although they're in America right now, which is rude because I'm not. But last year, this time, I was in Spain, in Ibiza with them. The year before, I've just been everywhere, and because I can, because I don't have to ask anybody. And they have a song called My Own Way, and that's kind of how I live my life. Who do I want to help? I want to help people like me. I want to help Generation X, the people that are my age that are coming up maybe to retirement, but, they still want to be vital. They still want to do something. We've got experience. We've got things that we can offer the world. I want to build in America. I don't know why I'm so drawn to America, but I am. I love them. We have a lot of Duran Duran fans in America. So I'm bridging that gap. Hence, I've got the San Francisco Golden Gate there. So I'm bridging the gap. I'm manifesting success. So I set my stall out. I was going to be at a Success Summit. There were 30 places. There was no way I wasn't going to be there. So I worked. And when you're doing that, when you've got these little incentives or big incentives, it kind of fuels you a little bit on the days when you maybe don't feel like doing it. So I got my place at Success Summit. I also manifested a gig with, I wanted to go and see Bruce Lipton, but that's not possible. So the universe sent me Keanu Reeves instead. So I'm actually able to go to Success Summit, do the night there, go up to London and go to Keanu's gig in London that night. So just write down what you want and just make it happen. That's what you've got to do. Make it happen. We're having a solstice event in June, getting all the team together and having fun. I've just done the academy. Business development are amazing. I mean, the work those guys put in, it's just, the company's so different now to when I started. And I've really felt it in the last year, the change and the shift in energy and everything. It's really, really lovely. I've been to head office a few times and everyone's I've never known a company like it. My business now is probably 45% UK, 40% America and Canada, and the rest dotted around Europe. I've got a little bit in New Zealand. We are attracting more professional people. I've got a gorgeous doctor on my team. We're working on some wellness videos. Well, she is together, and we're going to do all sorts. It's just really exciting. We've built a really authentic community as well, called the Global Healing Vibe. We're doing Zooms, we're doing all sorts of stuff, and just really enjoying it. And do you know what? I took myself off social media for about 10 days, although I was there in the background on WhatsApp and whatever, because I thought it had just become the be all and end all. And I think when Facebook went down, and I'm like, what am I going to do? No, Facebook isn't the be all and end all. We have to build in different ways. What if suddenly they took that away from you? Would you still have a business? And I thought my business, I've got everybody on WhatsApp. I know that I can phone them up. And obviously I can't nip to America every day, but it's really important to have different areas, I think, to build. And I just really enjoy everything. And I heard a term yesterday, and I don't know where I've been, under a rock, maybe falling off a rock in Iceland like I did a few months ago. I heard this term, it's called digital nomad. That's exactly what I am. I love traveling.
Lemon ribbons to me. I will. It is going to better, I hope. Thanks for reaction.
I don't know what that is. But anyway, I'm a digital nomad, and that's it, guys. So you can really do whatever you want to do. And I haven't even looked at the messages because I get distracted if I do. So I'm going to look in the chat now. So thank you for having me. And I know I've spoken for more than 2 minutes. Sorry, I get really excited.
That's all right. So much to say. So much to say. Thank you so much, Julie. Huge well done. And exactly, I saw Shay wrote in there his takeaway. Write it down and make it happen. Okay? So that is a very key thing. We can write it down, we can want things, but then we've also got to then go and make it happen. Okay, so combining those two things, which Julie is doing in a very, very powerful way right now. Okay, so I hope everyone found that as inspiring as I did. And I think Shay's had to leave suddenly because of his computer issues. But I know everyone would say a huge thank you to him. Absolutely incredible. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling super fired up and inspired now. So our next speaker and our final speaker, and I really hope I pronounce Birgit's name correctly. It's Birgit Plange, who's a PMD+. She's a technician of open heart surgery, University Clinic of Hamburg. She is a mother of grown-up twins. She started the business 30 years ago in Florida. She has business in 24 countries. She has thousands of partners worldwide, and she's club, and then we've got club 100 plus, 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 plus. So lots of pluses after the 100. So what a huge honor it is to have Birgit on the call. Birgit, I'm just wondering if you can unmute yourself, because I don't think I have permission. Here we are. Thank you so much for joining us, Birgit. So, Birgit, you are here to tell us what it takes to be successful in Juice Plus, which clearly you're a great person to have, because you have been.
Okay, well, thank you so much for the introduction. And I really have to thank all the speakers before me, because, I mean, you guys, you did it all. There's nothing left for me. And I was thinking, as I'm the last speaker here this morning, I really would like to do something which actually I never really did. A few people of you, like Nikki, know it. But I really like to start from scratch. You might wonder why I'm saying all these things, but you will find out why. I mean, you heard, my profession before. In my other life, it was a technician for open heart surgery. To make the long story short, lot of work and little money. And besides that, it was very frustrating that a lot of people we put bypasses on, they were coming back. After 3, 4, 5 years. And we said, well, we know these people. Why did they come back? And well, it was like you probably might imagine, they were falling back into old habits. And the worst of these habits was that they put themselves with fork and knife in this position. So I knew way back then, my goodness, it was, I hardly can say it, 40 years ago, or even more. My goodness, that was even more than 40 years ago. So I knew that nutrition was the key of health. But in my profession, I couldn't do anything. I was in the repairing medicine, and I said, I really would like to do something more on the preventative side, please. Is there anything where I can be my own boss, where I could help people before they are getting sick, or support them, support their health? And I wanted to be my own boss. We heard it before. I didn't want to be told, well, when would you like to have your weekend off, Christmas or New Year? I felt being stuck in a cage, in a prison, and I said, there must be something else out for me where I really could work. I like to work, but not in this environment like I had in the old days. Well, to make the long story short, I said no more of this. And even if I have to clean toilets, I have to get out of the operation room. I left Germany and was living in the Bahamas for 3 weeks. And I met my husband then, Wim. So we were sailing around. It was a life I always was dreaming about. When I was in the heart operation room at a little of my free time, I was reading these glossy magazines. I was dreaming of being on the beach, having a lovely life, but I could not afford it. I could not even afford a pair of shoes. I have to save 3 or 4 months for a pair of, excuse me, bloody shoes. It was so tight. So I was dreaming this wonderful life. And I know quite a lot of people were in the same situation. And I wanted a way out. Now, I had a job in the Bahamas, but after 3 weeks, I met Wim. And I quit my job and I had a dream life. We were sailing around. We had a 25-foot sailing yacht. We were living in the British Virgin Islands in a beautiful home, sailing up and down all these Caribbean islands for years. And if we didn't want to sail, well, then we were looking up and said, well, what about, in 10 days or 2 weeks in Las Vegas? So we did that. And we did all these crazy things and we enjoyed life. Life was wonderful, absolutely amazing. And I wanted to continue like this, for the rest of my life. But one day, within 2 days, the whole thing collapsed. And it was a big fraud. I could, tell you, I could fill books about it. It was a big fraud. It was a scandal, but all the money was gone. So here we were, and we were saying, what are we going to do? And we tried to save, what was left, put the rest of the money to the attorneys. They took it happily, but what happened? Nothing. So we were in the States, we were in Fort Lauderdale, and absolutely broke. I mean, so broke, you wouldn't believe it. We had not a dime to our name. We didn't have any debts, but we didn't have a dime to our name. Now, what would people normally do if they were in a situation like that? They would call home and say, oh, could you help us? But we didn't want that. We wanted to somehow come back. And we were working very hard in the most oddest job. Finally, I was working as an assistant for a crazy American banker in Miami. Another story, but he ended his life in prison because he was a big crook. And Wim started in a bank, and they started the leasing business. I mean, it is such a long time ago. And he was very successful introducing leasing to the American market. So, life became better. We could afford a nice home on the inner coastal in Fort Lauderdale. It was nice, I was working very hard. Wim was working very hard. But it was not the life we were used to. We wanted our old life back. We wanted to enjoy life. He was working 6 to 7 days a week. I was working 6 days a week, like the Americans do. And well, that was it. Hopefully, there was something else coming along, but we didn't know what. And out of the blue, we got a call from a doctor in Albuquerque, New Mexico. We didn't know him, but a common friend recommended us to him. And he was in those days, NSA distributor, and the company wanted to expand into the German market, and they were looking for Germans. Nobody knew any Germans, and so they were looking around, and they ended up with us. And we were invited to a convention in Miami. And the key speaker, he was finally something where, Wim said, well, that is interesting what he's saying. I was not interested at all. And he said, he is saying things which, I really like to hear. He said, it's a successful company with extraordinary products. They are going to expand. They are going to the German market. Wow, this is really, really good. I said, okay, if you say so. And at the end of the big convention, we had a private meeting, and the speaker, the key speaker, went to Wim and he said, well, would you like to join? And he said, no, that is nothing for me, but it is something for my wife. And I couldn't believe that he was saying something like this of me. Now, he kept my dream in his head. My dream was almost gone, to have something where I could work as my own boss in my own time, with whom I want, with when I want. And being a good wife, what do? You always said, yes, dear. So I joined. And I don't want to go into details here. 6 months later, something happened in the banking industry, and Wim went out of the banking industry, and he said, well, I really would like to get started here with you, because that has real huge potential. And he said, okay, be my guest, my first distributor. And we wanted to build the German market. We had to make a little detour where we met James Sanderson and Shay. And we were senior direct when we went to London. And we were really amazed what was going on there. I mean, we had our upline, we never met. He was 2,000 miles away. But we felt something at this convention, and Shay mentioned that. And that is why I was saying, the little introduction before. There's something at these conventions which is resonating with you. You get a huge vision. You get something which you can't lose anymore. It is put in your brain. Now, we saw something here where we could get a ticket out of the normal, hamster wheel, because we were stuck in these hamster wheels. We wanted our old life back. We wanted to have freedom. We want to travel again. And we didn't want to be told, after a week or 2 or 3, that you have to go back to a job you didn't like. And we had these, the vision. And we made a decision to make it work. We went all in. We went 100% all in. No excuses. And it was not easy, I tell you, because in those days, the Germans, they were pretty tough. They never heard anything like this before, especially the family of my now ex-husband, Wim. It is a quite famous German family. They own big newspapers, and they couldn't believe that we were coming with these strange things to Germany. This is, a sect or a pyramid scheme. And they sent the company lawyer to Memphis and she came back as a distributor. So, I mean, at least there we got a big tick. It was not easy, but we made it work. We had a vision, and if there was an obstacle coming, the obstacle was never as big as the vision we had. We always could see the big vision behind, because we knew when the Americans were able to do it, when the Americans were, and we saw people, I mean, they were washing dogs before, or, you know, threw carpets out of houses. That was their profession. And they made extraordinary money. They had an extraordinary life. So we wanted it back, and we made it back within 2 years. Within 2 years, we became both, each one of us, both PMD. Okay. So we called it NMD in the old days, but you know, it is the same like PMD now. We could travel again. We had a passive income again. We ignited so many people. We had big trainings, 2,000 people in our training, and we made a big boost, you know. We ignited so many people. And what it makes to be successful, it is up here. We heard it over and over and over again. For us, it was to have this dream again of being self-employed, of being our own boss, where we can really do whatever we like we did in the old days, and we made it work. Now you see here in, you know, what you see in my, how do you call it, screen back or something. You know, we have, or I have a beautiful home, a penthouse in Mallorca. I have a lovely house in the Bavarian Alps. I live now where people more or less only spend, you know, time of their vacation. We had houses on Bali. We had an apartment in Bangkok, something, you know, which normally, you know, other people have, but every person is able to get that. You really can build your dream life with this. So don't sit in this beautiful vehicle, call it Ferrari or Mercedes or whatever it is, but you have to put on the ignition. You have to put on not only the first gear, but really bring it into speed, into you know, into your dream life. It's up to you. Let me get some of my notes here. What is missing? Oh, some word, or one word I learned in the English language, which we don't have in German, and that is the word commitment. And commitment is to do the things you said to do long after the mood you have set it in has left you. You know, it is something like a marriage, right? You do it anyway, because things happen. There are ups and downs. And yes, I tell you, we had ups and downs, but we did it anyway. And yes, there came quite some other big companies to us and said, well, Wim and Birgit, you are amazing. You are absolutely amazing. Why don't you just come to us? We pay you a lot of money. And, you know, 7, you know, figure, you know, payments would be nice. But why should I leave this for something which, you know, might be nice now today, but within 2 or 3 or 4 years, where are all these companies, with few exceptions? Where are they now? This is my home. This is my family. I love you all, guys. And, you know, you don't divorce your family. You keep it. And yes, you might have some, you know, friction within your families, but there are always solutions. This company is extraordinary. The products are extraordinary. The people are extraordinary. The income is extraordinary. The life you could make, normal people could make, is absolutely extraordinary. And yeah, what does it take to be successful in this company? It is you. Ask yourself the question, am I ready to do all this? Am I ready to go all in 100%? Or do you find excuses? I heard the most ridiculous excuses why it was not working. You know, look in the mirror. This is the, you know, the biggest problem you have to overcome. But, you know, you have here presented on a silver tray a possibility, a chance of your lifetime Don't throw it away. And it's up to you if you build, an extra income on the side, or if you really make it big. And if it takes 5 years or 10 years, it does not matter. But you can really build the life you are dreaming about. So I could really keep it going, but I think, I'm over my time. If there's anything I can do for you, I will be in Madrid, of course. And come to me if there's anything. I support you. And, I give back to the host, Erin. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you
And
so
lots
much.
of success to you.
That was the first time I've ever heard you speak, and wow, so powerful. And I do think that I'm going to speak here for the girls. I do think that it's incredible for us women to have such incredible trailblazers and people that we can look up to and aspire to be like. And, what you've created is unbelievable. And thank you for showing us all what's possible. So I'd like to wrap up today, guys. Thank you so much. Another incredible call. I absolutely love these. They fill my cup up completely. And I love learning from you all. Cannot wait to see you guys in Madrid. Oh my goodness. And the next call we do is going to be post Madrid. Don't know about you, but that's when it's gonna get busy. It's going to get busy. So let's just go until Madrid. Okay, let's make it so that we've got extra things to celebrate. We can clock up loads of wins between now and Madrid. I know I'm planning on doing that because when I get there, I want to feel so good about celebrating. I really want to feel like, yes, I'm going into this winning and clock up some wins. So we can all do it. Thank you. Grateful for you all. Have an amazing rest of your weekend and let's do this. Bye.